Greetings everybody, this is Serpentine451 here with a review this time around. That's right, it's been a long time and I'm going to give you a review right here, right now. What am I reviewing? Oh, that would be Fate Extra Last Encore. Like I mentioned in my first video that I made not too long ago, for my comeback. Well, how many comebacks has it been? Honestly. Well, that could be a bit of a running joke. I mentioned that I was going to be doing a whole bunch of Fate-related videos, and that would be right now. And what I mentioned in that video of my anticipated Fate adaptations, or the adaptations I would like to see, I mentioned Fate Extra Last Encore was premiered on Netflix here for Western fans last Saturday. And I thought, hey, I'll watch the 10 episodes and give my thoughts in a review. I actually watched episodes 1 through 9 subbed when it was out in Japan. And how I watched it I will not disclose, but I didn't get to see the 10th and final episode. And when I found out it was only going to be 10 episodes, it left me for a loop, to be honest with you. I mean, the show itself, done by Studio Shaft, who's most noted to being the animation studio that did the Monogatari series, I honestly feel a bit off with this adaptation. I mean, it's a loose adaptation. I do say very, very loose adaptation of my favorite Fate story, which is Fate Extra. It's basically a retelling / alternate take on the story of Fate Extra, completely bypassing Vlad Tepes III and the cameo by Arcuid as servants and whatnot, and even bypassing some of the original characters that were introduced in that story. But anyway, Fate Extra Last Encore tells the story of Hakuno, a person who is feeling hate and remorse, well, mostly hatred towards humanity. And when he ultimately leads himself to the Holy Grail War, he is able to summon his servant, the saber-class servant Nero Claudius Germanicus, Nero Augustus Germanicus Claudius, or just Nero. And in this 10 episode anime adaptation, with a few OVAs featuring the battle with Gawain and hopefully the battle with Saber in the second one, I don't know, the Bright Burning Bright, which is the OP of this series, only shows Nero fighting shadow beings, which is really cool. And the song itself is really good. But overall, I think the adaptation, in a way, tried to do unique and original things with Fate Extra's lore and world. But some of the ideas kind of fall flat, and the way they present a lot of the battles kind of fell flat too. Meaning that Li Shuwen, who was originally an assassin in the original Fate Extra game, is a berserker. And Julius Haraway is another user of Dead Face, which is the representation of pure hatred, which we learn also in this show that Dead Face and Hakuno are Hakuno himself is a collection of dead masters filled with hatred. Kind of like an angry ghost. But Nero, I watched the first 9 episodes. I watched episodes 1 through 9, subbed, and I still love Nero's Japanese voice actress. She is amazing, and also Uma is one of the greatest things to say from that character. However, I watched the entire series dubbed now since it came out, and a lot of the voices never really hit with me. And what I mean by that is, Cassandra Lee Morris, who I love as a voice actress, she does a phenomenal job with Taiga from Toradora. But since she's the English voice actress for Nero, I felt a bit indifferent. She did an excellent job. She gave a great performance. However, she didn't say Uma, and I know that's a very knee jerk reaction to a lot of things, and not having her say Uma, but oh well. Be it as it may, a lot of the other voice actors are in there. Vic Mignogna voices Robin Hood, which was really cool, and I didn't really picture Vic's voice for Robin Hood, but it was a nice pick altogether. A lot of the other great voice actors and actresses that I can't really name off the top of my head, but it was nice to hear their voices, and also to hear the returns of the English voice actors for Rin and Shinji, which is really cool. And also just to hear Drake's English voice was really good. Even though, admittedly, one of the weaker things about this particular anime, even though it's very with its psychedelic visuals, because Extra itself is kind of a weird psychedelic story in terms of its design since it's a cyber world. Shaft was the perfect animation studio to tackle this story, and with Nasu basically penning the story himself is also a really cool idea. One of the things that I find annoying about the anime itself is a lot of its pacing issues. Now, what I mean by pacing issues, it seems janky in a lot of moments. Like you have 2 episode arcs for almost every servant battle, and then when you have one episode to kind of like focus on a particular servant or master pair, or like the 10th episode, for example, I admittedly was a really great and emotional episode and sent it off the series very well at that point, and I'm still waiting to see like the adaptation of the Gawain fight, which would be really awesome. However, the best representation of like a facing off against a master servant pair, even though it was through unconventional means, which I think would be nursery rhyme, was really good. The second one to come after that would be with Archer. That was really good. I felt like Francis Drake pretty much since in the game she was the first servant you fought. Her whole thing felt a bit rushed, and then Li Shuwen becoming a berserker was weird and also felt a bit rushed. But the thing with Julius and his connection with Hakuno was really cool. I really liked that aspect. Admittedly, this anime wasn't perfect, but it was serviceable for what it was. And to see my favorite saber get adapted is also a nice feeling to see. Now, if I can only get my favorite writer adapted in anime form, I would be completely satisfied. Overall, I would rate, personally, Fate Extra Less Encore about a 3 out of 5. I mean, middle of the road, and if I really want to push it, like personally for me, it would be 4 out of 5. Right off the bat, because Nero really launches it. But I can't look past a lot of the small issues that I have, and it's just my personality, it's just who I am as a person. But I still enjoyed it overall. And I think I should also do a review of Fate Apocrypha overall next time I get the feeling that I want to review something. But hopefully the next video that I do is something a bit more positive, which would be my top 10 favorite songs from musicals, which will also include one or two Disney films, or maybe one DreamWorks film. Yeah, that's right, I'm gonna go there. So I'll catch you later, guys, with that video in particular. See ya.